You guys remember that video I made a few weeks ago, actually very recent, about 2-3 weeks ago, about that I nearly lost my license? Well, I have news, and I'm just gonna be straight up honest. It's unfortunate news, not the news that I was hoping to receive, but it was the one that I expected. I got 3 big ass letters of the government, well, Openbaar Ministerie, I don't know what it's called in English, and they've come up with my fine, and yeah, long story short, I get a point deduction of my license, which I know some of you were like, what is a point system? We don't, like, well, how does that work? Listen, I know the UK works with a point system, like 10 or 12 points. We work with 2 points in this country. So let me just recap basically what happened. About 3 weeks ago, I was with myself in the car driving back home, overtook a car. It was an 80 road. I drove 124 off the correction, 120, and I got pulled over. I got lasered by a copper, and I admitted to fault on the spot, this and that. And I asked him, what's gonna happen now? It's gonna go to Thingamajig, and they'll probably deduct a point of your license and get a fine. So I'm like, all right. So been 3 weeks later, and I thought, oh, I'm not receiving it. Till a few days ago, I get these letters, and yeah, they came to the conclusion that a point deduction of my license, because I'm a beginner. For the first 5 years, you're a beginner in this country. And we work with the point system. I think the point system, it's quite harsh, but again, I'm the one who got caught whilst doing it at that moment. So it's my responsibility at the end of the day. I'm an adult, and you should know. And I know what I did wasn't correct. It was just unfortunate that I had gotten caught at that exact moment of overtaking and speeding that car, which sucks. It's unfortunate. But matter of fact, I actually just got off the phone with a lawyer, because I wanted to know and see if he or she could do anything for me. So I got phoned whilst I was at the gym just now, and he said, listen, you can fight this if you want to, but I'm just going to be very honest and upfront with you. You're not going to win it. You have a 1% chance of winning this, but the truth is the court's already decided that you're going to get a point deduction and you have to pay that fine. He said, what's it really you're looking for? I said, listen, it's not the fine that I care about. That's not the issue. It's just the point deduction. He said, listen, you can do it, but you're just not going to win, unfortunately. I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm very honest to my clients. I don't care about the truth. I care about what's on paper. And if on paper stands this and that, you're screwed. And I told him, like, listen, thank you so much. I had a 15-minute conversation with him on the phone. And that's pretty much it. I have a point deduction of my license, and I get a big fine, which is €569. Yeah, it's my own fucking stupid fault. I mean, there's no one else to be mad at except for myself. If I would have just obeyed the law at that exact moment, or whatever, I wouldn't have been in this situation. Am I disappointed? No, not really, because I kind of knew this was going to be the outcome at the end of the day, because I was above a certain limit. And yes, you get punished quite harsh here in this country, but then yet again, that's where rules are for. Democratic country, right? As some would say, I would not say. But what happens now? I get a point deduction on my license if I agree. Now, like I said, I just got off the phone with a lawyer, and I got pretty much told, listen, you can fight it, but the chance of winning it is slim. It's a waste of my money and time and whatever, and his time, or her time in this case. I have another option, but to be honest, don't see the point in doing that neither, is me sending a personalized letter to the court, telling them that why I don't agree with it and why I think they should let me go off the hook. Well, let's be fucking honest. That's not gonna work. Can I try it? Yes, I can try it. Is it a waste of time? Highly likely. Because if a lawyer advises me and says, listen, you can fight it, but you're not gonna get any positive result, then that's a different thing. So I think I should just swallow this hard pill, accept it for what it is, and be very fucking grateful that I still even have my license. Because here's the truth. I nearly lost it 3 weeks ago. If I would have driven 6 kilometers faster than I was, I would have lost my shit on the spot. And I would have had no license here right now. And I would have had to take it to court with a lawyer to defend me and tell me, hey, listen, my client, this and that, blah, blah. Then it would have been a whole different story. Now look, if you're somebody in this situation or has been in this situation before, and you live in like the middle center of the city, losing your license, I guess, isn't the end of the world. But where I live, yeah, it kind of is. Public transportation is very limited here. Doesn't come often. And everything is so fucking far away from each other. And the worst part is as well, and this is the worst part, it's my own fault. Like, here's the thing. A few nights ago when these letters arrived in the mail, my parents said, what are you even gonna call a lawyer for her. I said, you lost. I said, Mom, that's not the point. You lose all your battles, you don't fight to begin with. I just want to ask a lawyer, see what they're capable and can potentially do for me in this situation. I'm not saying I'm gonna hire in a lawyer. I'm just curious on their advice. There's a reason why they're a lawyer and you're not a lawyer. I told them. I said, I want to hear their advice, and I got the advice back. It's a hard tablet to swallow. Yes, it definitely is. So let's imagine now, I have this point deduction on my license, right, for 3-4 years. Yeah, that's heavy. That's heavy. Let's say I would have gotten my license before 18. I would have been a beginner for 7 years. That means I would have had to be careful for 6 years. In this case, 3.5, 4 years, which is still long. Which means, and it says that on this paper here, which has got very sensitive information, I cannot show you. You're 5 years beginner, right? And let's say I get caught again. It could be causing an accident or being a danger on the road, killing somebody or heavily physically injuring them. Then my license is gone. And just general traffic laws, violating general traffic laws, speeding in a 30 zone. Because here's the thing, a lot of people don't know, and I only knew that a few months ago, is when you're driving in a 30 zone, your speed counts double. So if you're going 45, you're going 30k an hour. They double your speed. So let's say if I would drive 45 in a 30 zone, I get flashed, I get put over, I lose my shit on the spot because it's 30 plus above speed limit. Dude, it's crazy. But here's the thing, in the Netherlands, this is how it works. If you drive 50 kilometers plus above speed limit, so let's say you drive 130 where you're allowed to only drive 80, you lose your shit on the spot if you get put over. There is no if, bits, buts. You lose it. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or you've had your license for 10 years. You lose it on the spot. You would have to seriously take it to court and fight for it. Free thug, by the way. Yeah, that was quite weird 2 weeks ago. I'm smiling, I'm laughing, because it's like, at the end of the day, as I'm speaking right now, there are people getting pulled over and lose their license permanently. In this case, I have to be very, very careful, especially whenever I'm nearby the city. I mean, it's so stupid of me. I could have avoided all of this shit if I just had Flitsmeister on that day. Because it would have literally warned me vehicle on the road, and bam, I would have seen it was a cop. But, you know, I guess that's also a lack of inexperience because I'm young. You know, and speed is fun, but speed also kills in this case. That's what the guy the lawyer on the phone literally told me. I said, look, I get it, you're young, this and that. You probably weren't even paying attention to how fast you were going. I said, no, I wasn't, see? You just have to be so, so careful. He sounded like a very legit lawyer, but also the worst part is, and this is the worst part, a strafblad. How do I tell you guys this? I probably have I'm not a convicted felon, that not. But you know when you get caught with let's say, right, you get caught with a firearm in your country, where it's legal to own a firearm, but you need, you know, this and that, and it's not registered, this and that. You get caught with it, you become a convicted felon. No, I'm not a convicted felon, but the chances of me having a strafblad is very high now because this is a crime. I've committed a crime. I guess you could say I've committed a felony because I've drove over a certain speed limit, which can have a potential impact, he said, later on my life. But he said, I've been told by my parents back in the days, this and that, it's not really the biggest problem in the world. I said, oh, okay, cool. So I don't have to really stress about it. So I said, no. You don't have to just stress about that. That's not really important in the situation, what he told me. So I trust him because he's a lawyer, obviously. But I'm obviously disappointed in myself, really. That's the only thing I can say. I'm disappointed in myself. Yes, we can say this and that about the government, all the decisions. Look, the truth is, I fucked up. I have to man up, own up to my mistake. And that's all it is. Now, yes, like I said, bro, I could obviously say, you know what, I'm going to send a letter. I don't see the point. Like I said, the lawyer advised there's no point in doing any of them. No, it's not because I admitted to fault. It's because they have so much evidence. They've got the evidence of the laser. They've got the evidence of my reason for my admission to fault. And also not that, the chance is so slim that you win a lawsuit like this. Or whatever, lawsuit, whatever, the court thing. Whatever you want to call it. So yeah, this sucks. For 3.5, 4 years, I have to be so fucking careful with driving, not going over certain speed limits. I have to drive like an old dad, pretty much, like my dad drives. My dad's gotten a few fines in his life, but he's never been pulled over. Never. And it's crazy that I say this, but these past 3 weeks, I've been pulled over 3 times by police. I do not know why. No, wasn't speeding, wasn't doing anything on the road. I'm just driving, okay, yeah, at like 1, 2 in the morning, but still, pulled over every time. And I'm at this point convinced there's a hit on my car, an RP air hit. I'm convinced that there's some form of hit that the police have put on my car, that every time they see my car, they're like, yeah, let us pull him over. Like, that's just me, but I could be completely paranoid. But how crazy, 3 times in 3 weeks. I cannot make it up, bro. It's to the point that I'm like, bro, should I just sell the car that I drive and just buy like a Kia or something? Because every time I see police, 9 out of 10 times they stop me. If I don't pay the first time, it will be $5.89. If I don't pay second time, $7.05. If I don't pay third time, they'll come to my house. That's how it works in this country. Deurwaarders is what they call it. They'll come to your house and say, listen, you have to pay this amount, this and that. And I'm actually surprised on how low the fine actually is. I would have expected it to be double. But the fine in this case is the point deduction. And I know in America, you guys don't do point deductions. It wouldn't, you know, it's crazy. Somebody actually told me in this situation, had I been in America, I would have probably gotten probation or jail time. But no deduction on my license, because you guys apparently don't do that. Lucky fuckers. I was wondering why Playboy Cardi only got a little bit of jail time and no, like, he didn't even lose his license. I don't know if you've seen that Playboy Cardi video a week or 2 ago. He did this like 2.5 years ago. He was driving like 180 in a 80 zone or something. He was going, it was in miles per hour, so I don't know how fast, but he was going really fast. Bro got off lucky, bro. No point deduction, didn't lose his license, just got a massive fine and a little bit of jail time. Like, bro, you lucky fuckers, honestly. But I've learned from this to not do it again. No, because it happens again, I lose my stuff, and then I'll have to put in a lawyer to help me out. Oh well, you know what, it could be worse. Honestly, as we're speaking, people are getting pulled over now, losing their licenses, this and that. And I've learned from it, man. I have one chance. I cannot mess this chance up, because then it's permanently gone. Then I can do everything over again. Theory, driving lessons. Do I want to do that? Of course not, bro. It took me so long to get my license. And not just to mention that, bro, I cannot be asked to do that. So, Keegan has to be a good boy. See you later.